Time to bring in our good buddy. His name is Tom Zenner. Hi, Tom. How are you?
Butch, how's it going, man?
It's going well. We got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, you know what? You had mentioned in the opener that there's good and bad stories. I'm not aware of any bad stories. All of them sound wonderful to me.
Is it ever as bad in any other cities? The smear campaign, the need to kick a guy when he's out the door. Is it ever as bad in other cities? Am I being provincial? Am I wearing my Boston blinders? Does this happen as much or to this level as it does in Boston? I don't think so.
No, I think you're correct, because certain sports cities take on a certain identity, and then they have to live up to it. So Boston's been doing this for years. It's embedded into generation upon generation. It's just how it is. It's how the media is. They fuel the fire. They keep it going, and that's how you escort people out of town in Boston. And then you welcome in the next wave of people that are for you, that are going to get it done for the Boston people, and then they're worshipped for a while until they're no longer needed.
I'm going to cite you some names, and these are all guys that were storied, borderline Hall of Famers, Clemens involved in drugs, but all smeared on the way out of town, and all guys that did historic things in this town. Roger Clemens, Mo Vaughn, Pedro Martinez, and now Terry Francona and Theo Epstein. Theo Epstein, the latest. He's the one in the news now. And they're saying, Theo will always be the guy who broke the curse in Boston, a hometown guy who won 2 World Series and now is going to try to do it with the Cubs. But he's being smeared on the way out of town, too.
Couple things. Number one, Theo has no personality. Maybe you guys know him, but for anyone outside of Boston, the guy...
Publicly, you're right. Publicly, you're right. He plays it very guarded. You're right.
Okay, so he can't defend himself, and there's nothing to latch on and like about the guy because he seems just emotionless and just a robotic figure. The other thing, Mo Vaughn deserved by his antics to get roasted a little bit. Nomar was a pain in the ass. If you had to spend any time with Nomar and he didn't like you, it was not a pleasant experience. And He was so bitter in Boston at the end. Pedro is combustible. I can understand some of that stuff. So I believe that some of these guys had it coming. The problem is in Boston is the highs are too high and the lows are too low.
Right. That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it.
It's live or die every single day. Right. So you can't really base it on any sort of reality because it's so emotional. Everything is based on emotion. And if these guys aren't providing a service or have no use for Red Sox fan anymore, you have to almost justify the fact that you want to get rid of him and make it part of them because the Red Sox are going to go on. I think Theo left him in an incredible hole, though. I mean, if you look at that roster, Butch, it's not like they're going to get better overnight. They still can't pitch. They still have head cases in the clubhouse. And they don't have a manager.
Francona is everything you think he might be if you observe him. I mean, I actually got to know the guy very well through the playoff runs. I knew his family. I knew his wife, Jackie, his kids. He's got 2 sons in Afghanistan right now. He's got a daughter that plays high-level college softball. He's just a phenomenal people person. He's a great, great guy, and he's a hell of a baseball manager. He doesn't deserve this. And I hope for him personally he takes a year off, either as an analyst, enjoys himself, and then comes back and picks the job that he wants to pick. He deserves to be in baseball.
Yeah, and whatever he does, Butch, he's managing the 2 biggest pressure cookers there are. I mean, whatever he does next is going to be easier. His blood pressure is going to go down big time.
Yeah, Philadelphia and Boston, I mean.
No, please. It's an easy street over this. He needs to go to the West Coast, go manage Seattle or the Angels. Well, I guess Socha isn't going anywhere.